Now again, police say that body had been in the waters from anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks. If you have any information, you're encouraged to contact the Nassau County Crime Stoppers at 1-800-244-TIPS. Today's goals for each mobile unit to be empty by the time today's event is over. And from what I can see, they're almost there. Residents at the Adam Courts Apartments here in Hempstead are emotional this morning after their neighborhood crossing guard was struck by a truck while working. As the hours go by, the visibility has improved, but if you look right behind me, you can see that road conditions aren't exactly ideal yet. Senator Todd Kaminsky is introducing stronger dog-fighting penalties to protect dogs like Sam here. The school tells us they'll be incorporating their activity tracker into their day-to-day with hopes of keeping their students active. They tell us as of right now, they love it, and so do their students. Plus, they're breaking a sweat. High school history and peer education teacher Mr. Jonathan Chermonti is conducting one of his many interviews he and his students do here at Sachem North High School. The interviewees are fellow classmates, alumni, or staff members who share a little piece of them that others may not know.
There's another component to school than just sitting in a classroom, and it's learning about people, all types of people, race, gender, orientation, religion. We see it with the adults. We see it in the world right now. We need more empathy, we need more compassion, we need more kindness. And I think this project allows kids to not just learn about it, but actually do it.
The Humans of Sachem North High School was inspired by the popular Humans of New York Instagram page. Mr. Chermonti started this school version 2.5 years ago. It gives its more than 15,000 followers a different perspective of classmates, some of whom they probably walk past every day but would not initiate a conversation with. Billy Amick is sharing his story today. The normally more reserved junior says he is hoping it will give his classmates a better understanding of the tall guy who usually isn't smiling when they pass him in the hallways.
About 2 years ago, my mom passed away. I was 13 at the time. It really kind of brought me down, really sad and stuff. But then as my life progressed, I realized that I should wake up every day, try and be my best, strive to be my best to make her proud at some point. I'm hoping the kids that see the story are just like, wow, he's really not that type of guy. He's really like, I misjudged him. He's actually a nice guy.
With 2,500 students and 300 adults, Mr. Chermonti describes the school as a distinct community, such a large place that not everyone knows each other. But with the Humans of North Sachem High School project, students we spoke to say they have seen a change in the atmosphere at the school since the page was started.
Instead of having those like cliques or friend groups, like we're just all big one school. So just making more friends and understanding everybody.
You just learn that like we're more similar than different. So everyone has a story, but you have to like reach out to learn it.
The page is continuing to grow, and the students we spoke with say they hope it spreads to other high schools. At Sachem North High School, Patricia Nicolas, Bioswa News. Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, cookies, and a drink. 11-year-old Lydia Pacheco orders 5 to 6 of these fill-up boxes every Sunday from this KFC in Copiague. But it's not for herself. It's to hand deliver with her father to the needy in her community, an idea the 6th grader came up with all by herself.
They don't have food out there, and someone giving them food is not a lot of people do that, so they're really excited when we go and give them food. Some people can't even believe it.
Every Sundays, and then she asks for the same, and then we try to help her out with the prices, and then she's like, oh, I'm trying to give it out to homeless people and trying to make them feel good. And it's great to know that she's trying to do that, mostly because she's really young.
She's being a great example to me with what she's doing.
Lydia started this initiative using her birthday money last July. And with the help of her congregation at Freedom Chapel, she has been able to continue to do it every Sunday since then.
We literally brought it to the front of the church. We shared her vision and her mission, and the whole church just clapped and applauded. We took up an offering for missions, and everybody emptied their pockets for change for her mission.
So what inspires a 6th grader from Copiague to do something like this?
It just makes me feel nice. Like when I go out there and feed the homeless and you see their face and they're so happy for us to feed them.
Now Lydia tells us she doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon. In fact, she's hoping to increase her efforts and help feed even more people.
Not at all. I'm not going to stop doing this at all because this is amazing. It makes me feel joy, and I don't want to stop feeling that.
In Copiague, Patricia Nicolas, Fios 1 News. They may be generations apart and even of different cultures, but today at the East Neck Nursing Care and Rehabilitation Center, we saw how friendship can be established no matter what. Children from the Muslim Center of Long Island gifted handmade blankets to the seniors here.
I hope they get out of it that we actually care about them. It was important for me to do this because it makes me feel more of a part of my community.
It felt really nice, and the reactions that were really nice made me feel really good. We made these to make these elderly people very happy and to make their days, and I felt really happy giving out to them. It also made my day.
The handmade blankets were funded by the Bayshore Lions Club. The children say each blanket took a lot of effort to make, but each and every one was made with love. The organizer tells us she felt putting together this event was important now more than ever.
Since the election, there's been some discord in the community, and that hurts my heart. This event was a way for people to get to know people that are Muslim and just to bring people in the community together.
The residents we spoke with love the blankets, and many already had plans as to what they wanted to do with it.
I think it's beautiful that they're extending themselves like that, and we appreciate it.
Inspires everyone, and we love to see the kids.
I'm going to wear the blanket when I sell raffles downstairs. I'm going to put it around my shoulders because the door keeps opening up and down. See? So I'll put it around my shoulders to keep me warm.
The residents also tell us after today's event, they hope the children come back to visit. In West Babylon, Patricia Nicolas, Fios 1 News. Right in Suffolk County sits a piece of Black history that is still up and running. The Gordon Heights Fire Department is the first and only all-Black fire department in New York State. And this year, they are celebrating their 70th year anniversary.
The other fire departments, by the time they responded, because they were so far, by the time they got here, they were pretty much putting out a foundation. The house was burned to the ground.
They had to establish their own to protect the community.
Gordon Heights is a predominantly Black community with historic roots of its own. The department tells us back in the early 1920s, a developer went into Black communities in the city, like Harlem and Brooklyn, and offered land and a better life on Long Island. Many came and settled in what is now Gordon Heights as we know it.
It is the American dream because I grew up in the city myself, and someone to be able to go buy a house was a big thing.
The community now has a population of roughly 4,000. It, along with the department, which was established in 1947, has evolved. In the beginning, the firemen were using donated equipment and uniforms, but now the department has 4 fire trucks, 2 EMS trucks, and are a 60-person strong force.
We take people in at 16. So we will train them at 16, which you submit an application. We do the interview process. There's a background check that is submitted through the police department, but there's certain regulations by law that we cannot accept someone, and after that they come in, we do all the free training.
The department says although they have been well received, they have had to overcome struggles due to their race.
And when I came out here, and I think people said this, pretty much thought the same thing, that we as Black people can't do the same thing that a white person can do. Well, you know what? The thing with us, we are professionals. We have professional training. Fire does not discriminate, so it does not matter.
The commissioners tell us they have had fast response rates, and in the past 25 years, not one home fire has gone without a response in their community. They say they enjoy and will continue to serve their community and be an example for the youth.
I would like the Gordon Heights Fire Department to remember it as a department that cared, took care, and kept the community safe.
In Gordon Heights, Patricia Nicolas, Fios 1 News. Good afternoon, Krista. Investigators are inside the Atlantic Terminal right now assessing the scene from this morning's accident, which left 103 people with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, we spoke to some who are from this community and say they frequent the subway, and they were there just moments before the incident.
Like, you saw the people in the aisles literally fly to the sides and fall down.
His head was bleeding. My back is hurting.
Crash, a collision. We kept lurching forward and banging as we were going.
This train, packed during the Wednesday morning rush, crashed into the end of this track at the Atlantic Terminal over the bumper meant to stop it, causing it to derail just after 8 this morning. The 6-car train carrying 430 people left 103 with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the most serious is a possible broken leg.
When you look at the actual damage to this situation, the silver lining is we're fortunate that more people weren't seriously hurt. The damage to the train cars is extensive.
We spoke to Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, who says he can understand his community's heightened sense of fear, especially coming from the attacks overseas during the holiday season. But he wants to reassure the community that first responders are always prepared.
Man is operating these transportation systems, so things happen from time to time. But overall, this is a safe system. I use the transportation system. I have a Metro card. I'm on the Long Island Railroad. I trust this system, and I think that commuters should trust this as well.
At the Atlantic Terminal, Patricia Nicolas, BIOS 1 News.